Hi there, and welcome to Studio SN, your place for card making, rubber stamping, and paper crafting tutorials. My name is Sara Naumann, and I'm so very glad you're here. Today I want to share an easy autumn themed card featuring PaperArtsy stamps, paint, and grunge paste. So we're going to be working on this background area that you see here, which is a painted and brayered background with some stenciling on here as well. Now I think you can see the shapes of the stenciled images on here. If you were able to touch it, you could feel that those raised areas are dimensional, and that's of course due to the grunge paste and to the stencil. It's a really easy process to do, so let's take a look. I'm going to move aside my card and bring in a piece of smooth white cardstock. I'm also going to bring in my 3 PaperArtsy paints that I'm going to be brayering together. So I'm working with Hint of Mint, Pumpkin Soup, and Peach Nectar. And to apply this to my background, I'm going to be using the PaperArtsy brayer, which as you can see has been well used by me. Needs a little bit of a scrub, I think. Now I'm going to decant some of my paint right onto my craft sheet here. So I'm going to start with the Hint of Mint, and I'm just going to brayer this out onto my craft sheet and then right onto my white cardstock. And I'm not worried too much about the direction of the brayering. I'm just trying to get some of that beautiful minty color on there. I'm going to leave this on here, not worry too much about it, but then I'm going to bring in the pumpkin soup and add a little puddle of that just in a clean area here. And without cleaning off my brayer, I'm going to come back and pick up some more of that and add this onto my cardstock. Now, because I'm working with fairly thin layers of paint, the Hint of Mint has already pretty much dried by the time I get that pumpkin soup on there. So I've got now 2 layers on my background. Now I can bring in the Peach Nectar and the same process here. Get a little bit onto a cleanish area of my craft sheet. Again, not worrying about keeping that brayer clean. I'm just going to come back in and continue adding color. So at this point, I've got 3 layers of color. I've also still got some white showing on here. If I want to lighten this, I just need to go back into the Hint of Mint and bring back some more of that color and add a little bit of that on top to kind of blend things out. So I want the colors to be mixing and blending together without it turning into one uniform color. So I'll pop in a little bit more of that Hint of Mint. I can even come back and add a little bit more here. And even pick up some from my other puddles of color on there. And then I've got a brayered and layered background. Now I could leave this as it is, but instead what I'm going to do is let this dry, and then I'm going to come back and add my stenciling with grunge paste. The stencil that I'm working with is also from PaperArtsy, and this is the PS144. And as you can see, it's got some really fun symbols on here. These are all from an old chemistry textbook, and it just creates a really nice subtle background. So I'm going to be stenciling with this, also using some grunge paste. Now grunge paste is a texture medium. It comes in a really neutral color, as you can see, and as you can see, it's one that I use quite a lot. Now the great thing about the neutral color is, of course, that you can tint it with various color mediums, and in this case I'm going to be tinting it with some Autumn Fire paint. So what I'm going to do is scoot aside my stencil and my cardstock and get out some of the grunge paste. I'm really going to have to scrape it from the bottom of the jar here. As you can tell, I use this quite a lot. Now you can tell also the consistency of this. It's not too runny, it's not too stiff. It is going to give a nice body of medium to the stenciling. So I'm just using a palette knife to do this. Because the grunge paste dries so quickly, you want to make sure to get the lid back on there quite quickly. Now I'll add a little bit of the Autumn Fire here. I don't need to have too much, a little bit will do it. And then just use my palette knife to work in that paint. Now you can blend it completely. You can leave some of the grunge paste unblended if you want to. In this case, I did blend it pretty thoroughly. And I do recommend using your palette knife for this. It really does create a nice blended effect. If you don't have a palette knife on hand, you can always use a plastic knife as well. Okay, so I've got a nice blended paste on here. And then what I'm going to do is just put my stencil right on top of my brayered background. Now you can tape this down if you want to. You can also hold it down in any of the areas where there's a lot of plastic on there, and that's generally what I tend to do. So I'm going to take some of that medium onto my palette knife and just smooth this on top. And make sure that you're getting into all of those detail areas. And don't worry about being too frugal with that medium, because you can always scrape off some of the excess from the more plastic covered areas of the stencil. Okay, so I'm just going to come in up here and make sure that that's on there. Now to create a really smooth line on here, I like to take an old hotel key card or old membership card and just drag this across, because you can see you'll get a lot more of that medium on here, and you can use this for the rest of your piece if you want to. And then what you'll do when you've got all of the medium going through the stencil as much as you want, gently lift this up, and you want to lift it straight up, and then you can see you've got your stenciled design on here. So because we're working with those beautiful autumn colors, you're going to get a really soft tone on tone effect, which is going to be really pretty and really subtle. Now all you need to do is let this dry. It won't take very long to dry at all. You do want to make sure to clean that grunge paste off of your tools though, so that they don't dry with that autumn fire color on there. And a little soap and water will do the trick. Now what I'm going to do is set this aside, let this dry, and we'll take another look at our card project. So you can see I've just simply trimmed this down, mounted it up onto some black cardstock, and then put it onto the front of a craft card base. I've done some black ink spattering on here as well. So once this is dried and I've got it onto my card front, I can take a look at the stamped focal. For my stamped card focal, I'm working with a piece of smooth white cardstock, which I've brayered with Hint of Mint. And I haven't brayered it completely. You can see I've got some white still showing through here. I've also got a little touch of peach nectar on here and here. It looks like I just had a little bit left over on my brayer that came through, which is fine too. It's actually going to give me a really pretty effect. Now the stamps that I'm working with are, of course, PaperArtsy, and this is the ESN35 stamp set. And I'm going to be using this large image here. Now you can see on here where we've got those chemistry symbols on here in a couple of different places to coordinate with the stencil. So I'm working with my MISTI. I've got this piece of brayered cardstock already set onto my MISTI with my magnets. And I've got my stamp over on the other side here. And so what I'm going to do is ink up my stamp using a nice crisp black ink. So I'm using the VersaFine Clair in Nocturne. And this is a really beautiful and very crisp, dramatic black ink, which I really like. And it's going to give me a really fine effect with some of that script on my stamp as well. So I've got that inked up, and then all I need to do, of course, is just close this up and apply some pressure on here and then lift, and you can see that I've got my beautiful stamped image right onto that painted piece. So then all I need to do, of course, is let my ink dry on here, and then it is ready to use on my card. So let's take another look at our finished card project and how it all came together. So I'm going to move aside my stamped piece. You can see here that I've die cut this into an oval shape, which I really like in combination with the straight lines on the card and with that twine going on here as well. Before I put this up onto a black oval of cardstock, I also did a little bit of spattering with the same Autumn Fire, and you can see those little bits right here on top of that beautiful Hint of Mint. I really like those two colors going together. So you'll notice on here that I've got two of the postmarks. However, on the original stamp, you've only got the one. So of course, it's really easy just to stamp that image 2 times, cut them out, and then pop them up and layer them on top with a little bit of foam tape so you have some dimension. Now I've got black spattering going on in the background of my card, which ties in really nicely with the strong black lines of that VersaFine ink, and then of course my matting on here. A little bit of hemp twine with a little bow on this, and it really adds a nice rustic effect to your autumn themed cards. So this is how you can combine PaperArtsy stamps, stencils, grunge paste, and Fresco finish paint to create a really subtle and beautiful background for your autumn themed cards. Thank you so much for joining me today on Studio SN. If you enjoyed today's show, please subscribe to Studio SN on YouTube, and I'll keep you updated on the very latest stamping and card making videos. In the meantime, please feel free to stop by my website, saranaumann.com, for more paper crafting ideas. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you again next week.